I looked at Rod and I said, you know, Rod, I think what I need to do is give me 100%. Marsha and I go back to my house and we decided to jump on my Honda Goldwing and we'd ride up to Estes Park that Saturday afternoon. It was Labor Day weekend, and go have some fun and go to a Honda rally. So we were heading up Big Thompson Canyon to Estes Park from Loveland, Colorado. We never made it. About 5 miles short, we're turning into a corner, and there's a turnoff for an overview of the Big Thompson River. And because of all the traffic on the Labor Day weekend of people coming on, turning off and getting back on and off and getting back on the road, when I came into that corner, it was like driving on marbles. And our bike just went right out from underneath us. We slid out, went over the bank and down in the Big Thompson River. Well, that was a pretty close call. We both had our helmets on. But when I got drug out and I finally woke up in the ambulance, I asked where Marsha was. And they said, well, she's being flight for life to Fort Collins, Colorado. I said, Fort Collins, what's going on? Well, she broke her back. She fractured her lower lumbar, just below her waist. And to this day is still paralyzed from the waist down. I was beaten up. I was distraught. My whole world came crashing in. 3 days later, I get released from the hospital because there's really nothing physically wrong with me except I'm beaten up and bruised and torn up inside. And another turning point. So let's fast forward a year later. I'm sitting in the office at the city of Loveland, and I'm working on a computer program, struggling with it, trying to transfer from old school to new school, from working with pen and ink and drawings and drafting to now computer technology, doing all that. And it wasn't easy. There was a lot of frustrations involved. So one day my boss walks up to me and said, Larry, can I talk to you? And I said, sure, Rod, what do you need? He says, when do you think you can give 100% back to the city of Loveland? And I looked at him and I thought to myself, what do you mean? He says, well, you know, I guess I had taken some time off. I had my ups and downs. I had days I woke up after the accident and I didn't even want to get out of bed. I was pretty distraught. I had a lot of grief to deal with Marsha now in a wheelchair and facing the rest of her life in a wheelchair. I'd gone through a couple of operations. First one didn't set, second one did, but she was in a lot of pain. And I looked at Rod and I said, you know, Rod, I think what I need to do is give me 100%. So I gave the city of Loveland a 90-day notice. I should have given them a 90-second notice, because once I made that decision that I was going to leave there, where I was going to go I wasn't sure, but I knew I was going to leave. And instead of being a drummer, I was going to go back into the music business as a washboard player, because I was having more fun playing the washboard than I was working a real job. And my heart just wasn't in the landscape architecture anymore. So I left in October of '88 to pursue this Washboard Willy career.
I beat the drum. After high school, I left home. I traveled all around, turned my sorrow into sound. Now I'm playing and I'm passing my rhythm around.